Hello everyone, welcome back to Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and as always, thank you so much for all the support in the past couple of videos, and honestly, everything from Twitch to Twitter, everything, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. Now let's get right into this game. We have Cup in the green as the English, just imagine me zooming because I can't actually zoom, and then PCS Vanderdorf over here in the pink as the Ottomans. Now, if you guys have enjoyed the content that's been coming out of this channel, please do remember to drop a subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And leave a like in this video. Again, both help me out a ton. We are on our way to 1,000. And we are so close. I mean, I know we're still halfway there. But for me, that's absolutely incredible. So thank you guys so much. Now, in this matchup, I know I've been posting a lot that the Ottomans seem a little bit busted. And I do think that they actually are. I think they're a little bit overpowered at the current moment. I don't think overpowered is the correct word. I think they're just strong. They're just a very good civilization. Let me just quickly change that so you guys can see the build orders. I think they're a very strong civ at the current moment. And I think one of their best things right now is feudal aggression into that castle. They get those free mangonels. It's a beautiful transition. And most of the time, they can end their opponents with these Sipahi, which are just cracked right now. I will say that I do think needs a little bit of a tone back, just slightly. The new range with their new health, new phone, the Sipahi looking real nice right now. So would not be surprised if we see a lot coming out of Vanderdorf on the other side. Now, that being said, Cup is also a wonderful content creator, so go check him out in the description below. His Twitch will be there, and if there is one for Vanderdorf, I will also leave that in the description as well. PCS is a very popular French team at the current moment, so would definitely recommend go checking them out. They do a lot of French streams, a lot of content as well, so there's that. Now, besides all of those things, it's looking... Alright, let's get right back into it. Sorry, my brain had just an absolute malfunction. Had to pause the game. Couldn't even continue to comprehend thoughts for half a second. You ever get that? Just like a little, nothing's cooking up there. Don't know what happens sometimes. It can be as simple as like a little phone notification, a light going on. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that looked into eventually, but we'll have to wait and see. On the other side of the map, though, Cup, if you've been seeing Drongo's videos, Merlin's videos, I forget who else has been uploading, honestly, just on Cup's stream. Cup is one of those people, kind of like same thing with Corvinus, same thing with 3DB, just goes outside the meta stuff all the time. He's an absolute loose cannon. He does rushes. He does everything in the book. And honestly, you're always going to get something a little bit special with his games. So if he knows that the Ottomans are going to be aggressive in Feudal Age, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to match it. He's never one to stand down, especially no matter how creative the build has to be to get it done. We do see a pretty standard build coming out of here from Cup, though. Kind of a reminiscence of Season 4. We got those villagers on the sheep below. We have the council hall coming out up front. All good things. I think we can switch it back almost over here. Maybe around the 5-minute mark we'll switch it back. We have the twin marionette coming out, which of course gives those unbelievable berries. And you put 4 villagers on here and they just cruise around this building until, they just keep picking up berries after berries after berries. So no worries at all. And then going forward, it's going to be, we're going to probably see some feudal fights, which is going to be very nice. The only thing I don't love about the base setup right now for Vanderdorf is I'm a little bit confused as to why we put this lumber camp way over here. I understand the thought process probably went bam to bam, which is completely understandable. And maybe he wanted to put the blacksmith around here and not have anything in between here, but you can just delete it after you get into the middle. The only thing I can say, though, is that into the English, longbows are most certainly a thing, and especially that council hall, they can just waltz right on over here, and they got your gold, they got your stone, and they have your wood all in one nice little package deal over here. It's like a little combo meal from McDonald's, just, you know what I mean? Just like bing, bang, boom. Everything is in range, and nothing is in decent range of this town center. The only thing protected by the town center are these berries, this blacksmith, and the archery range over here. So we're actually going to see some archery range coming out. So Vanadorf sees scouts up here and goes archery range, which is I think it's very fine. I don't think it's anything gonna be. I don't think it's a bad move in the slightest. I think if you get a critical mass and you play a little bit defensive, you can do very very well with archers into archers. The only issue, of course, is that little bit of extra juice, a little bit of extra range that the English archers have. But besides that, I think it's gonna be a decent play. And like I said, you can do a lot of good damage with counter archers. And the biggest thing with archers in the early game, of course, is that they're not, and same with spearmen, is they're not in any way armored. So it does become very, very difficult for them to dive TCs until they get that sweet, sweet ram technology. Now we see a tower coming out over here. I really like this. This is going to protect both sides. Unfortunately, for Vanadorf, did have to pull a lot of villagers, all 10 actually working both resources, to instantly put this tower up, this outpost up, because he knew pretty much almost instantly if Cup pushed in on this side with those longbowmen, it would have been really annoying. So again, I think it's one of those things where this was probably going to go up regardless because of the wanting the gold, but it is making it so that's even more valuable because over here. So I guess honestly, you could call it big brain as well because now it's also protected by the outpost. So, could turn out to be that I'm a liar. Again, I'm not high enough level to be critiquing too much. I'm just trying to make some conversation as we patiently wait for some aggression to get on their way. That's my job here. That's why, well, you guys don't pay me, but you know what I mean. That's why that's why I do these videos. That's why I'm casting these games to add a little bit of color, a little bit of spice, a little bit of something nice. If you guys all got that reference, that is the Powerpuff Girls reference from their theme song. That's what they're created from. It's a cartoon show from the U.S. If for all of my UK or EU viewers that may not have seen such a reference, but wow, how do we get all the way to Cup? Can you please just start attacking? Because I need something to talk about. Oh my goodness! So we see 7 archers and 7 spearmen on the way. They're just kind of hanging out. I'm assuming that Cup made all these spearmen in anticipation of the dreaded Sipahi that are coming out, because every Ottoman player has been slapping those down. Extra stables galore, and honestly, even Cup is using. He even used the safer lumber camp over here, probably in anticipation of seeing something come out from the Ottoman player, because we've been seeing that nonstop. That feudal aggression has been always pumping, but instead we see a nice little counter here from Vanadorf. We're just getting the archers, but they're not constantly being produced, which is a little bit concerning. They're all just hanging out in this tower over here, which again, very nice. But I wouldn't be surprised to see there's the blacksmith, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the first upgrade be that ram, because 1, Cup has 14 on wood, and then 2, I think that's the only way he's going to be able to apply enough pressure, and he invested quite a bit into this force. So let's see if that's the case. Not enough resources just yet. Let's see if it dings. Ooh! Oh, I didn't watch this report. This before, I promise. But you can see what as a fellow Englishman, you can see the bloodlust in the eyes of Cup and wants to do this push ASAP. And you need a ram to get through this because you have no armored units in the slightest. We do see some men at arms in the back end side, which is going to be wonderful into what we see Vanadorf on this side have just pure archers. So this first wave might be kind of taken out, but there's a second wave brewing, and it looks like they're actually going to be added into the army as we go. This scout over here is actually an incredibly nice spot. I wonder if he actually got to see these men-at-arms. I don't think so. I think it's a little bit too far away. Waiting in for this technology. It looks like it did come out, and we're also waiting for the upgrade to the men-at-arms a little bit early to get a little bit of extra beef on the side of those men-at-arms. We do have the availability to slap down a battling ram, so we're just waiting on we need a few more resources. There it goes. Now we don't have any more, a little bit more production. Here we go. Drop it. Cup, drop it like it's hot. Come on, let's go. We're all patiently waiting. We're sitting on the edge of our seat. We need something to go down so that I stop talking about absolute nonsense. And it looks... We are moving in on... Okay, we're just doing a little bit of chip damage to the twin marionette. There it is. Here we see it, where a little kumbaya circle with little spears, and we'll get this done. That's how we raise a ram. Look at this. Just few little spears in the middle of it. Make a little campfire action. And all these men-at-arms are starting to stream across. We're up to 5 already, which is going to be very, very good at this point for Cup. And the Ottomans don't really have a counteract to these at all. We have 20 archers, so even more archers for the Ottoman player, because Cup has been investing a ton into these men-at-arms. And here we go. Here comes the ram, looking to knock it down as quickly as possible. Now remember, these archers cannot do much at all to the ram. But that being said, this is a pretty fortified position, especially with 16 archers sitting on the backhand side. Cup's going to say, you know, we need a second ram just in case. And I actually agree with that decision. This can go down pretty quickly, and especially if a few villagers are pulled. It looks like the archers are actually leaving the safety, and actually they're going to do a little bit of distraction for the ram. They're trying to get a little bit involved. That way they can actually go and take down these rams over here. And it looks like these archers are going to start to fall back. We have spearmen and men-at-arms falling in onto the army. Now some villagers are hopping into that tower, making it way more beefy. It is going to be going down. The rams make quick work of that. And the bows are starting to get in onto the villagers, which is the more important get here for Cup. Forget about this army. Who cares? The importantness is doing that eco damage and a lot of idle time, and already 5 villagers have gone down. It's looking like the meta is going to be the next up to bat. But we can see some spears are now starting to roam into this line. Wouldn't be surprised to see if these archers just curl into here. That is a lot of villagers. 13 villagers are out and about, and the ram is now focusing on something useless. Another villager goes down, and these are now done. So any damage you can get, the better. And here we go. We're getting a little bit more done on some unfortunate micro there, but we're going to get everything. Oh, wow. 12 villagers have gone down, and now the butter knives are out. Villagers are fighting back. 14 villagers have gone down. It looks like they're going to get even one more. 15. Look at that eco advantage up top. So Cup, while he didn't do any permanent damage, he did so much eco damage. 16 actually go down before that army is officially cleaned out. One ram over there getting a little bit ambitious going in on that. But we just see a pure men-at-arms transition here from Cup, which is going to be perfect. There's only 19 archers. Nothing can actually take these down. Do we have the upgrade just yet? We do not. We need this Cup. This is next, right? This is going to be, surely this is going to be next. But is honestly using a lot of gold at the current moment. So I like this, that he's now starting to prioritize that gold transition. But look at how much damage was done. This eco damage was incredible by Cup. And now we're going to start to see the power of 16 villager lead this early on. As you can see, nothing from Vanendorf over here is actually being created on the back end side. And those Sipahi are probably coming out of exactly these 2 military schools, not actually being produced outside of those. So they're going to take quite a while to get over here. And now Cup can just kind of hang out, defend. He has his council hall if he wants more archers. And as long as he can just keep these villagers in this farm transition safe, he should be in a very, very good spot. But Vanendorf is looking to push back and going, you know what? I am sick and tired of this, of the English people pushing in to our empire and doing this much damage. So instead, we're going to counterattack, which I don't know if he was fully ready for that. But the Sipahi are going to be going down, which is a lot of investments. And this scout is also going to be unfortunately surrounded as well. These archers are going to do their absolute best to run these down. There's going to be some nice kiting there by Vanendorf. The micros played pretty well. We have 15 men-at-arms, and these guys are pretty chunky, I'm not going to lie. And that is probably exactly, there's the iron undermesh, which is exactly what you might need. Unfortunately, there's really no good answer for Vanendorf into this competition right now besides going Castle Age. But he doesn't have that option because of how much damage that early push happened. 16 men-at-arms right now is quite crazy. I mean, this is Feudal Age. This is the power of the English. I will say, if there's ever one nation or civilization that you don't want to tangle with in the Feudal Age, even no matter how broken the Ottomans may seem, the English, they just absolutely thrive in this age, right? Especially if they go Council Hall, even if they go the Abbey of the Kings now, that healing is actually pretty nuts and it gets some pretty good value. But now we have a squadron running in a straight line down across, trying to get as much coverage as possible, trying to trap these archers as quick as they can. And these guys are running into war. And here we go. We're going to see another engagement going forward. The archers are patiently waiting. They're like, oh, what's going to happen? And here comes the metal ball running at them at full speed. And as you can see, these men-at-arms, with just even a little bit of support, these archers are able to do so much damage. That meter going down will be absolutely huge if he's able to get it. And it looks like the archers are able to snipe it. Now everyone is not blinking anymore. That Sipahi just ran through. He just phased through that. He was playing Red Rover. He was like, I'm getting there no matter what. I mean, I make myself sound old with all these references, but Red Rover called the Sipahi over, and he accepted the challenge. I don't know where he went, but he dipped off into the backhand side. More Sipahi are going down. Finally, it's being taken down by one lonely man-at-arms. These men-at-arms are now diving in onto this archer mass, but they're also diving into the relatively safe food underneath this TC as well. As you can see, that +1 range damage is armor is doing so well into this composition right now. And the men-at-arms are starting to flow across. You can see the green dots just moving across the mini-map. And they're getting even damage, more eco damage. And as you can see, 22 villagers have gone down. And they're still down by essentially 22, which is absolutely insane. And also Cup on the back end side of this could also go to Castle Age and get a free TC. Well, not free, but another TC as well. And these men-at-arms are now up to 30 kills. And that's where exactly what Vanerdorf is behind on at the current moment. And they're just streaming in. This feels like a Burgrave HRE, but it's in feudal with the English. And Cup wanted to show the true strength of the English in feudal. Maybe you saw my video the other day of how broken the Sipahi are, and decided to take some matter into his own hands, take some revenge for every player that's lost to a Sipahi and archer all in the past couple of days. This one is for you. And if you're one of the not thousands of English mains, unfortunately, it's not looking good for the anti-English crowd in the current moment, because they are looking strong right now. And this civilization is just in a decent spot again. England doesn't seem too broken, but they seem okay, which is exactly what you'd expect. I will say, Cup is unfortunately losing a few of these lads. Looks like there's an auto, a kind of an auto marker over here that was set. And unfortunately got a little bit too much damage. Even more villagers are going to be going down. It looks like that they want to expand Vanerdorf on the back end side. I don't think he has enough resources to actually pull this off, and more. And there goes the last meter, and GG's out, knowing full well that Cup has a huge eco lead and that more and more men-at-arms are going to be streaming in. Calls the GG's. That is exactly how you counter the auto. Ottomans as the English in the feudal age. If you guys did enjoy, please do subscribe and leave a like. I really appreciate it, and I'm on my journey to 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed, it would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, and hope you have a great night.